Your physical stress is so much more than just exercise. While you are looking to decrease your physical stress in order to improve your hormone balance, your cycle parameters, ovulation, finally getting pregnant, getting your period back, whatever your goal currently is, if physical stress has come up in conversation as being something that you were struggling with, I want you to consider all of the habits of your day. And to illustrate this, I'll kind of tell you a little bit about where my physical stress was coming from when I was going through recovery. I was going to bed super late when I had something that I like to watch in the evening, and so I wasn't really on a schedule. And being off schedule was a physical stress to my body. I was waking up super early, about 4 o'clock in the morning, because I wanted to get in some yoga. I wanted to read a little bit. I wanted to be able to have a cup of tea before I had to run out the door for work. And amid that, I was wearing clothing that was super uncomfortable. I love me some pencil skirts and some tight tops and everything. But, it reminded me all day that I had to have my shoulders back, that I had to pull in, that I, had to make sure that my underwear wasn't showing, like all of that, again, physical stress. And let's just put the icing on the cake with the heels that I was wearing every day. I love a good pair of heels. If we're going out, I'm popping on, a good 3-inch, 4-inch heel if I can. And that's all well and good unless you are doing 10,000 steps a day in those heels and then coming home and working out after all of that. Physical stress. Are you brushing your teeth and doing squats at the same time? Are you doing push-ups every time you go to the bathroom? Which sounds like a great habit unless you are also going ham on your water and you are going to the bathroom 20 times in your work day, then that's a lot of push-ups. So again, physical stress, it leaks into different areas of our life, and we have to consider something called the NEAT calories, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Our body, whether or not we are quote unquote exercising, is always using calories and energy to blink, to breathe, to digest, to move. Our body is always using calories. Even bringing in the groceries or reorganizing your closet. I know you've sweat trying to bring up your laundry from downstairs to upstairs before. Like, all of these things need to be considered when we're talking about our physical stress. It's anything our body is going through. So sleep is king. If you can improve your sleep so that you're not getting up, so that your environment for your sleep is, nice and cold, but you have the right, the right pajamas, the right weighted of the blanket, all of that is important to have a really good night of sleep. And then you might find out that the 6 hours that you thought you were fine getting by on is not even anywhere close to where you need to be getting with your sleep. Chances are, especially if you were a girl who was, hoping to be fertile, a fertile female with good health is oftentimes getting close to 9 hours of sleep. And most people, that's unheard of. Might be an easy habit for you to change. If you don't want to drop the heels, consider adding more sleep. If you don't want to get rid of all of your exercise, can you, adjust your warm-up? Here's another thing. How are your warm-ups and your cool-downs? Because when I was going through recovery, I realized that my warm-ups were outside sprints. That's not exactly a warm-up. Well, I was warm after it, but it's not necessary for what I was doing. It was just that I wanted to move as much as possible. I wanted to come home and get dinner ready. I wanted to hurry up and get a shower after my exercise and make sure that the dishes were unloaded from the dishwasher on time before my husband was even ready to, get off of work and spend time with me. And all of those were different physical stresses that I was putting on myself to make happen when I was also really not nutritionally supported to be doing that kind of activity every single day. And your rest days from your workout are also really important. You should be resting at least 2 days a week. And if you don't have a period, I would say even stretch it up to 4 days. And I mean real rest days. Not the days that you're like, oh, I'm going to rest. I'm just going to clean the whole house while I'm doing that. No, you need a real rest day. And, you know, while it's all well and good to say I'm going on a hike for my rest day, that's not exactly resting. That should be something that you're including into your, you know, your activity, and, you know, that does count as calorie burning. We really have to be careful with walking, because walking is an excellent way of burning calories, even though we see it as something that is so, calming. And, you know, if you're, oh, I'm only walking my dog. Well, how long are you walking your dog? How fast are you walking your dog? And how often are you walking your dog? All of these matter when we are looking at decreasing our physical stress. So we mentioned sleep is king. We mentioned having some rest days and considering how much we are actually walking and how many steps we are getting, how intense our workouts are. I guess the last piece of advice I can give you on decreasing that physical stress is to consider, why am I moving so much? And if you are feeling like your worth is all rolled up in how much you do each day, and skinny girls get farther, that's where you're going to make the most improvements on your whole stress level for physical and emotional, really. Consider going where you are uncomfortable to start unriddling the habits that are keeping you from being fertile.